Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are diving into something absolutely chilling. We're taking a look at one of the most provocative and honestly unsettling concepts in all of astrophysics. It's a theory that tries to answer a massive scientific mystery. And I gotta warn you, the answer it gives might just change the way you look up at the night sky forever.
So let's get right into Section 1, the Fermi paradox mystery, which is basically a giant mathematical contradiction. To really wrap our heads around this mystery, we first have to think about the sheer scale of the cosmos. Trillions. It's a number that's almost impossible for the human brain to truly comprehend, right? But when you consider that the universe is billions of years old and contains trillions upon trillions of planets, many of them sitting right in those perfect, cozy, habitable zones, a pretty obvious logical assumption pops up. Mathematically speaking, with all that time and all that space, our universe should be absolutely teeming with other civilizations. And that brings us to the core problem we're unpacking today, known as the Fermi paradox. Basically, it's the glaring contradiction between the mathematical probability that the universe is full of life and the complete, deafening lack of evidence for it. I mean, scientists have been scanning the cosmos for decades, listening for any kind of signal, and yet, nothing, just total silence.
So it really all boils down to this one incredibly simple question. If aliens exist, where is everybody? If the math absolutely insists that they should be out there, why are our skies so empty? It's a puzzle that has frustrated astronomers for a long time, and it practically begs for an explanation.
Which leads us to Section 2, the dark forest theory. And frankly, the creepiest answer.
To really get this theory, I want you to completely shift your perspective for a second. Don't imagine the universe as this beautiful, empty, glowing void of stars. Instead, picture it as a pitch-black forest at night. You're standing right in the middle of it, and you cannot see a single thing around you. The darkness is absolute, and the environment is entirely unknown. Now think about being in that pitch-black forest. The theory suggests that every advanced civilization is like a hunter creeping silently through the trees, armed with a rifle. You aren't just taking a casual stroll in the woods here. You are sharing this dark space with invisible apex predators who are quietly navigating the exact same darkness you are.
All right, moving to Section 3, hide or be destroyed, which outlines the logic of the hunter.
So to understand why these cosmic hunters act the way they do, we really have to look at the cold, calculating logic of survival. In this terrifying scenario, the hunters are completely paralyzed by two massive unknowns. First, they don't know who else is out there in the forest with them. And second, they have absolutely no idea if those other hunters are friendly or hostile. When you're armed and wandering in the dark, the unknown isn't just scary, it's your absolute greatest threat.
Now, if a hunter spots another life form, they have only one logical choice if they want to survive. Step 1, they spot the life form. Step 2, they must eliminate them before they can strike first. Why? Because you simply cannot risk that the other hunter might be hostile. A preemptive strike is literally the only safe play. And because of that, Step 3 becomes the ultimate rule of the universe. Remain completely silent. Every single civilization out there hides their location from the rest of the cosmos just to stay alive.
Now for Section 4, Earth's deadly cosmic mistake, or as it's sometimes called, screaming in the dark.
When we finally look in the mirror, the gravity of our own situation becomes incredibly clear. On one side, we've got the silent universe, civilizations acting smartly, hiding their locations to avoid total destruction. But then, on the other side, we have the noisy Earth. While the rest of the universe is playing by these high-stakes, life-or-death rules of the dark forest, Earth has been doing the exact opposite. We are essentially screaming our location to the entire cosmos.
Just look at humanity's last century of noise. 100 years ago, we just started blasting radio signals into space. 70 years ago, we began transmitting television broadcasts that are continually leaking out into the void. And 50 years ago? Well, we took it a step further by sending our specific coordinates directly into deep space. We have literally been leaving a loud, continuous, brightly lit trail right back to our front door. So, the takeaway from all of this is deeply sobering. If the dark forest theory is correct, we haven't found aliens because they are just smart enough to hide. The reason our sky is so incredibly quiet isn't because it's empty. It's because every other civilization out there knows far better than to make a sound.
Which leaves us to ponder this final, deeply unsettling question as we wrap up our explainer today. Have we just exposed ourselves to the ultimate cosmic predators? Because if those hunters are out there, armed and waiting in the dark,
Our century of noise means they might already know exactly where we are. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating material. Keep wondering, keep looking up, and I'll see you in the next explainer.